Hi and welcome back to the channel. Quick update on this build of the 18-inch gauge Works Loco in 09 gauge. So that, if you remember, that's 7mm to the foot scale running on 9mm gauge track. And I've basically added the rest of the major bodywork pieces. So we now have the chimney, the water filler cap for the saddle tank, and the dome plus the valves on the top. And that's essentially it for the major components. The rest of the bits, if you look in the box, I've taken out the truck that goes at the back, but if you can see, all the rest of the bits are just little detailing pieces to add on, gauges and turrets and things, and obviously the driver figure. So this is essentially the kind of complete Loco, as I say, without the detailing bit. So that's what it looks like. And if I remember, I will try and put here the picture of the one that's in the museum in York, to give you an idea of how close we got. There are differences, obviously, based on using the donor chassis and sizes and stuff, but it's pretty good. And we can now have an idea as well with you get a better idea again with size. You stand the driver on the top, and this thing is tiny. It really is a tiny little Loco. But yeah, it's gone together quite well. There's basically 4 parts here. The chimney's one piece, water filler cap, and then the dome is actually made of 2 pieces. The dome, and then this piece slots into a hole in the top of the dome. Most of the parts, again, pretty good. The dome is a little unfortunate in that the flange around the bottom of the dome, it's difficult to see, has a side that's a bit flat where it's obviously not molded correctly. So I've put the flatter side up against the back of the water tank, which is where it's meant the dome comes right up to the back of the tank. But I've put the flat side against here so that it's less obvious than a chunk missing on one of the sides would be. But yeah, pretty happy with that. Things are mostly straight and vertical. So yeah, it's moved on nicely. As I said, there's not much to say. I mean, that's one of the problems with the white metal kits. You can get quite a bit of progress, as we've seen in the last few videos, with very few parts. But yeah, I'm now going to turn to fitting all the detailing parts. Some of them I might leave until I've done a first round of painting, just because it'll make things easier. So things like all the pipe work probably won't go on until I've done some painting. But lots of bits probably will. We'll have to see exactly which ones I think make sense to fit. I don't like leaving too many to the end, because you tend to find if you do, you end up then with the problem of kind of getting glue on paint when you start adding details. So I like to get lots of them on and then paint around them. But some of them just not practical. So I mean, if you've got wire representing pipe work, then it's difficult to get under the pipe work with a brush neatly, or even with a spray can or anything else. And there's still a bit of filling work to do as well. So as you can see, the dome, there's a bit of a gap under the dome at this side that needs filling, as I say, where it wasn't quite equal. But yeah, happy with that. And as I say, as you saw earlier in the video, it looks now quite a lot like the prototype. So yeah, we'll continue on. As I say, I'm not quite sure how many more details I'm going to fit before I start painting, so I don't actually know what will turn up in the next video. But I assume it will be this Loco. And if you want to, make sure you're subscribed. The links down here, so you don't miss that and see what we're getting. But yeah, really happy with this. As I say, it's my first 09 model. I've worked in O before, but 014, so on 14mm gauge track. This is the first one where I've done 09, and I'm really quite happy with it. As I say, it's an interesting prototype. I've seen the surviving prototype, so it's nice to have a model. I'll have to deal with the truck when I get there. I'll finish this Loco first, I think, because in theory, as we said before, it needs a donor chassis for the truck as well. It's a Graham Farish N-gauge wagon, I think, which I don't currently have. So we will see about how that might work later. But yeah, happy with that for now. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.